back from our short break. And dear audience, once again, don't forget we're still live on our different platforms, on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And back to our show, our guest before have been telling us the roles of parents in their teens' spirituality. You know, she has been telling us what the parents are supposed to do at home, you know, preach to the children, teach them how to pray and other things. So back to our guest, I want to ask our guest in the studio today, what are some of the challenges that you think things are facing in their spiritual life?
What I can say is that teenagers are friends to many other people outside there, and these are the peer pressures, the one they follow. If you, like me and you, we are peers, we have many groups, we just like peers. We go out there, we agree on many things, we talk, we chat, we involve in any other activity that we like. For this reason, if the child grows up with a biblical understanding of how Christianity should move, when he or she joins that group that does not know Christ, you see the behaviors will start to change. Secondly, the secular life. When we are talking of secular life, let me talk of DJ. DJ is very, very important in the life of teenagers. When I have my friend outside there, and we know there is parapata going to be played somewhere, we all want to go there. It warms your heart. I want really to go to Signature. There's a place called Signature, there's a celebrity club. You really want to go and attend. For this reason, you will sneak and go, and you will see the faith of the child will start to decrease, and it is surprising, and the person will really forget about church. And the parents will start saying, what is happening with my daughter? What is happening with my son? For this reason, secular life and peer pressure have a great impact in the life of teenagers.
Okay, from what you're saying, you know, peer pressure and secular life affects the life of our teens, or the spiritual life of our teens. And knowing that these kind of things affects the spiritual life, what do you think should be the solutions, or what parents or any person concerned to the child should always do to at least have them with?
Okay, thank you. For what I can say, the parents should continue teaching their children. They should continue to involve even though they are growing. We know adolescence, when you continue to grow, there is a physical change in your body and your life becomes different. But for this reason, we don't get respect to our parents when our parents talk to us. What I can say, these children should be involved in Bible study regularly. The parents should force, whether they like it or they don't like it, they should be involved in this program at home. This program of devotional life program at home, prayers, reading the Bible, this is what I emphasized on last time, that we should continue to teach these teenagers and direct them to the church. I know that most of the parents don't take the teenagers to the church. They leave them at home. You see, this one gives an opportunity to the teenagers to go and do their own thing. But when the parent is there, dress yourself, we are going together, you see there is that morale that will continue to help them to move on.
That's so interesting. And to our audience, I think we've heard very well from our guests that we need to involve our children regularly on Bible studies. And one important thing she mentioned that goes to our parents who goes to church, leaving their children behind, saying if you want to come, you may come. It's actually very important to go with your child, or for your child to be in the church always whenever there is an activity in the church. So dear guests, do you mind telling us some of the impact that will happen in the life of the teens when they grow up in their spiritual life?
Yeah, what I can just emphasize on right now, that this spirituality of teenagers have a great impact. One, if we teach them this, they'll become great leaders in the church. Number one, great leaders in the church. Like for me, I'm sorry to mention this, but I involved myself in this teenage spirituality growth alone. No one invested me there. I found it very interesting by going to be a children teacher when I was 14 years. I was really, the first day I was fearing. The second day, I was fearing, but when I reached to 1 week, 2 weeks of the program, I became very strong. I started moving forward and leading children for 8 years. Up to now, still I'm saying I'm a great leader. When we invest in spirituality, spiritual teenage training in the church, it will help them to become great leaders. Number two, they will become great mentors because they are mixing themselves with mentors, the spiritual mentors like the pastors, the elders. They will continue to ask questions that help them to grow. For this reason, you see them going for outreach alone. Let's take example for the Pathfinders of the Seventh-day Adventists. You find the person have a great courage to go and preach the gospel. This is why they have the spirit of leadership already in them. That's what I can say for now.
That's so nice. And so I guess we've heard from our guest today that investing in teens' spirituality actually gives a very great impact when they grow. While they will be great leaders. It's not all about being a great leader in the church, but even a great leader in the country. It will produce for us honest leaders, okay? That's because they've grown up in the spiritual life. They only know about God, so they'll always be honest leaders, and then they also lead in the church, and as well it's their family in a good way. So which is so interesting. It's actually so nice to invest in our teens' spirituality. So what advice do you mind telling the teens, the parents, the church, and all our audience viewing us today?
What I can say to them today is they should really go to church. That's number one. They should go to church and sit down because there are moral teachings in the church. Number two, they should follow the examples of their parents who are Christians with good life. Because there are others who are not members, but they have good examples. They have good characters that if we respect them, they'll be able to show us that example of leadership skills. So we'll be able to go out there. So my fellow teenagers, if you're outside there, I want you to respect your parents. I want you to have that spirit of leadership in you. And continue to go for outreach program to your neighbors so that you'll be able to take the gospel forth. Because Jesus has given us these teachings that we'll be able to go outside and preach His gospel. For this reason, teenagers, do not say, I am young, or I am a baby, or I am a what. No. Say, I will go boldly, I will go and help, I will go and teach. And you will see, you will bring other teenagers who are still in darkness to Christ. For there are some Bible verses here that I would like you to read at your free time. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Take your time and read. It says that start children off on the way, that you need to train them. That means you need to start them. If you start them and you train them, they should go in a right way so that when they grow up, they will never depart from the what? From the teaching that you have given unto them. Number two, I want you to read the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 12, that do not despise your youthful life or the teenage life. If you are in there, let people respect you in whatever things that you are doing. People should know, oh, this is Sarah, this is Jemima, this is TJ, so that they'll be able to go and the community will see truly Christ lives in you.
Alright, that has been so interesting from our guest of today. I think we're so much impressed and we've learned much from her. I personally have learned much things from her. Reading the Bible, having my personal relationship with God, and a very important quotation to our parents: bring your child or train up your child in the way you want her to grow up. Unless you want your child to live a reckless life. But if you want to have a good child, that people will point at this and this child, teach that child in the ways of God, and let that child follow the footsteps of Christ. So finally, we have come to the end of our show. She has been our guest, Sarah Apio, and I've been your host, Jemima Daniel. Let's catch up in our next shows. We always have our shows on Sundays and Wednesdays from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And don't forget to follow us once again on all our platforms. That's on our Facebook page, on our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at TJ Agunda Show. Goodbye for now. Catch up in the next show.